Tears of Adesuwa. Long ago, in the quiet land of Umuako, there lived a girl whose name was known by every tongue. Her name was Adesuwa. People did not speak her name because she was kind. They did not speak it because she was beautiful. They spoke it because her words were sharp, and her pride was heavier than a calabash filled with stone. They knew her because her mouth was sharp, her pride was heavy, and her father was the chief. Her father, Chief Oladimeji, was the most powerful man in Umuako. His word was law. His house sat on the highest ground. His cap was always red, and people bowed low whenever he passed. And Adesuwa, she walked like the village belonged to her shoes. She was tall, proud, and always lifting her chin as if the hair was too dirty for her face. When she walked through the market, people quickly made way, not because they respected her, but because they feared her insults. "Move away, goat. Can you not see well? Your poverty is smelly." That was how she greeted people. One morning, Adesuwa stepped out of the palace wearing expensive beads and a wrapper that only rich people could afford. Two young village girls were sweeping in the road in front of the chief's house. She stopped and looked at them like they were insects. "Is this how you sweep?" she shouted. "Are your eyes inside your nose?" The girls froze. One of them, small Amaka, trying to explain, "My lady, we are almost done." Before she could finish, Adesuwa snapped, "Almost done? Is your mouth complete?" She pointed at Amaka's broom. "Carry that dirt to the river now." Amaka looked at the long distance to the river and swallowed hard. "But my lady, the sun is hot." Hot? That was the wrong word. And the swan laughed loudly. "Ha! The sun is hot for poor people only. Move!" The other girl whispered, "Let us go," before she adds punishment. They carried the dirt and walked away, sweating and holding back tears. And the swan smiled. Power tasted sweet in her mouth. And the swan did not walk. She commanded. If she wanted water, she sent someone. If she wanted firewood, she set 3 people. If she wanted food, she insulted someone until they cooked. And if anyone complained, she would say, "Do you know who my father is?" That sentence ended all arguments. One day, old Mama Efe was selling roasted corn by the roadside. She was old, bent, and slow. And someone stopped in front of her. "Old woman," she said, "give me corn." Mama Efe smiled gently. "My daughter, it is 5 cowries." And someone laughed. "Cowries?" She leaned forward. "Do I look like someone that pays?" Mama Efe smile disappeared. "My child, this is how I eat." And the swan rolled her eyes. "You eat? At your age? She picked two corn and turned to leave. Mama Efe gathered courage. My daughter, please. Adesuwa turned sharply. If you talk again, I will tell my father you insulted me. Mama Efe quickly kept quiet. As Adesuwa walked away showing the corn, she did not see the tears that dropped into the dust behind her. But the ground saw them, and the ancestors heard. At home, Adesuwa laughed about her day. These villagers are funny, she told her friends. They fear me like thunder. Her friend laughed, but one of them, Kemi, looked uneasy. Adesuwa, Kemi said softly, sometimes you go too far. Adesuwa frowned. Too far? Where? This village is mine. Kemi lowered her voice. People are complaining. They say you are wicked. Adesuwa burst into laughter. Let them complain to the trees. She waved her hand. As long as my father is alive, nothing will touch me. That night, Chief Oladimeji sat outside, deep in thought. He had heard whispers, but when he looked at his daughter laughing, he sighed. She is still young, he said to himself. She will learn. Already, the ancestors were sharpening the lesson. The strange illness did not come like thunder. It came like a joke. One morning, Adesuwa woke up scratching her arms. Ah, what is this? Red spots covered her skin. She laughed. Probably mosquito. But by afternoon, the itching spread. By night, her whole body burned like fire. She scratched and scratched. Bring herbs. Call me the healer, she shouted. Bring water. Servants ran around. By morning, her face was swollen. She looked into the mirror and screamed, who did this to me? Her beauty was changing. Her friends whispered outside the room. This is not ordinary. But Adesuwa still laughed. It will pass, she said proudly. Nothing can happen to the chief's daughter. She did not know the illness had just greeted her. Days passed, the itch became worse. The pain became sores. The sores began to smell. Adesuwa could not sleep. She could not eat. Anyone that came close felt uncomfortable. She shouted when the healer came. Are you useless? Why is this thing not going? You gave me herbs to take, but still I'm not seeing any changes. The healer exchanged looks. This sickness, one said carefully, is not from the body alone. Adesuwa shouted. Then where is it from? The sky? The old healer replied, from your pride. Adesuwa slapped him. How dare you? That night, the pain doubled. She screamed until her voice broke. For the first time in her life, no one envied her. On the seventh day, the illness did something strange. It started talking. Not to everyone, only to Adesuwa. She was lying on her mat, sweating, scratching, crying when she heard a small voice. Scratch more, the voice said softly. Adesuwa jumped up. Who is that? She shouted. Nobody answered. She lay down again. Scratch more, the voice repeated, laughing quietly. She scratched. Suddenly, the pain increased. Stop. Who are you? What do you want from me? The voice did not answer her question. It just laughed, softly at first, then louder and louder, until it filled the room like smoke, thick, suffocating, and she screamed. Adesuwa pressed her hands on her ears, but the voice was inside her now, not around her inside. Scratch more, it whispered again. But I am bleeding, she sobbed. Her fingers trembled, her skin burned, and her once proud face was wet with tears. She could no longer hold back. Why me? She cried into the silence. What have I done? Why me? And then, for the first time, the voice answered, not with laughter, not with mockery, but with a whisper that felt like truth. Because you made others bleed with your words. Adesuwa froze. Images came flashing before her eyes of all the faces she would have wounded without touching. The market woman she called dirty, the old woman she refused to pay her calories. Many of them, they had walked away in silence, but the silence had kept their pain alive. Now she knew, now she felt it, not on her skin, but deep inside where apologies couldn't reach. I am sorry, she whispered, to no one, to everyone. I am sorry. And as the tears flowed, the voice grew quiet, then it was gone. That was what saved Adesuwa. By evening, she kept on apologizing to everyone that she had wronged. The sickness loosened its grips, and the whispers faded into silence. Adesuwa rose slowly, smaller than before, but lighter inside. She spent her days returning what she had broken: apologies, kindness, quiet listening, and with each one the smell vanished and the pain slept. People no longer feared her mouth, they watched her heart, and though the village never forgot the lesson, they remembered this too. Pride can rot a body, but humility can heal a soul. So guys, if you like this story, please subscribe, comment, like and share for more African stories. Thank you.